think is the problem when it comes to faith and relationship?
I have heard men, and I know it sounds crazy. They say, I'm not getting married because I don't want to commit adultery. Like, let's be clear. Everybody thinks we're being groomed for other stuff. No, you're being groomed for fornication since we were little. The Bible
Mm,
says men get saved in marriages. Women don't get saved.
mm,
These princess movies show that a woman, when she gets married, she is saved, she is helped, she is rescued. But the Bible says a man that finds a wife
mm.
finds a good thing and receives
Yes.
favor from the Lord. And any woman that's married, no, she upgraded her husband in
Heck
some way.
yeah. Hey, family, welcome back to another episode of the Lovelands. Oh, my goodness. It's your host, Coach Cass, and we are so excited to be here. Today, we're talking about faith and mental health. Ooh-wee. So for those of you who don't know, I love Jesus, right? So I'm a Christian woman who also coaches. And today's episode is brought to you by the Love Deck, 60 questions to ask before choosing the one. You could cop yours on Amazon. And let me tell you, I just had one of the members of the Real Love Network just send us a message saying she went on a second date and she used the Love Deck and it was all laughs and all fun all night long. All night long, all night. Okay, I'm gonna get into it. All right, so I got notes, y'all. So here's the thing that I've found. Some people always ask me, Coach Cass, what is it that really helps you have a successful marriage? I have single women ask me, I have single men, I have married women, married men. It's just a gambit of everyone on this quest for real love that lasts. And one of the biggest things I have found in my own life is my faith. Because at the end of the day, I can't look to a man to make me happy, to fulfill my life, to make me whole. Like none of that works. And I could not do it without God, right? And so statistics show a global survey indicated that people that consider themselves spiritual or religious report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction compared to those who do not, right? So this underscores the potential positive impacts of faith on mental health on a global scale. And so today I have Tara Bodie, who's coming to us from Orlando, Florida, who has a podcast of her own called God and Therapy that speaks so much about integrating God into your whole life. So whether you're Christian or not, I am inviting you to really lean into this episode and see what you can take away, because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, it can change your life. Welcome, Tara. How you doing, sis?
Hi, Coach Cass. How are you doing?
Girl, I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I got my neck out. We had a guest that said, you got to have your neck out. So I got my neck out.
Yes, I love it.
Come on. I'm feeling fancy. I don't even wear this kind of
You
material.
do fancy.
I think of women, right? With this kind of, I've never worn this dress. I always think of like silky stuff is just a little bit too much. But for the podcast, I'm here. I'm here with all my
Yeah,
neck and all my
it's
knee.
soft. It's soft. It's delicate. It's feminine. It's beautiful. I love it.
If you see me rubbing on myself while you talking, don't mind me, okay? So,
I won't.
Tara, now I know that you have been married for about 18 years. Woo!
18. Now, this is my high school sweetheart. So we've been together a
Wow.
total of 25 years.
Wow, that is
Like,
a really long
yeah.
time. And you still want to keep him.
I do. I enjoy him. That's bestie right there. That's bestie.
Oh, yay, bestie. And you got 3 kids and y'all didn't kill each other. We got so much to talk
Yeah.
about.
We made it. We're making it. We're making it. Yeah, we have 3 kids.
Blink twice. Blink twice if you need a little help. Oh my God. So, Tara, tell me, like, what do you think is the problem when it comes to folks, when it comes to faith and relationships? Like, let's get into the problem. What are you seeing?
Right into it.
Right into it. Let's talk about what's the problem, sis. What do you see as the problem?
Faith in dating?
Sure.
Well, you have Christians that are not dating like Christians. They're dating like the world. Like, that's where they get the blueprint. That's the workshops they go to. That's the books they go to. And they say, I'm a Christian, but they don't date like any way that God says to do it. You know, first of all, in the Bible, you're not going to see a lot of dating. I just really want to see how many dates you saw these people go on. And I'm not talking about meeting somebody and marrying them immediately, but we really settle in that boyfriend girlfriend thing.
Ooh.
That's a worldly thing,
Ooh.
you know, and I've said this several times and people get kind of offended, but in the Bible, there are only two types of women that had sex with men, wives and whores. There's no girlfriend, boyfriend thing in the Bible. You don't get to, you don't get to be, that's not in the Bible. If you're having sex with men, you are either a man's wife or you are considered a whore in the Bible. And I don't care if you do it for one person. I don't care. You're still just as whore. And how do you know that? Is when he come to you and say, hey, thanks. I just don't think this is working and we should go our separate ways. And there's no court involved. There's no paperwork involved. There's nothing involved. He could just say bye. And then you just got to go sit in your house or your apartment wondering what happened. I gave that man 3, 4, 5, 6, some women 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And he was able to just walk off and then go marry another chick in 6 months.
Ooh, talk about it.
I'm sorry. I deal with this all day long as a counselor. And let me say this to you. It's not different with Christian because I only see Christians. I'm a Christian therapist. When I'm talking to people, I'm talking about people who believe in God.
Right.
Know that this is not the way to do it. Do it anyway. And they say, Tara, I don't know why I'm still single. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know why I can't find a godly man. And I'm like, what? No, like, because you're trying to make 1 + 2 = 4, and it doesn't.
Wow.
But we're not dating like God said to. We're not doing it. I tell women all the time, why do you settle in on a man until he has proposed to you and made you his wife? Men love boyfriend, girlfriend status. So when he comes to you and says he wants to be exclusive, you say the only exclusivity I know is marriage.
That's it.
Sir, until you give me a ring, I'm still searching because you might not be it. You may not be my husband. Why would I settle in with you? Who do I even have to compare to you if I'm not dating multiple men? And a lot of people have an issue with people dating multiple people because they automatically assume you're sleeping with everybody.
Right.
Because if you're sleeping with him, he thinks if you went out with the other guy last week, you slept with him too. Why would he not think?
And you probably
did. But if
did.
you're not sleeping with him, he doesn't know. Right.
Let's go back to the whore and the wife. Okay. Right. Oh my goodness. Girl. You said so much. Okay. So if you're not the wife, you a whore. Woo!
You're a whore. And hey, hold up. I'm not, let me team, not judge. Because I was a whore at once. I tell people all the time, most of us.
Are you a reformed whore? Like, how
I'm a reformed whore. I was whoring for my boyfriend, that wonderful man that I just told you I've been married to for 18 years. But I met him young as a teenager. So there's a lot of time in between us getting married at 23 when I was 23.
Yes.
So I tried the world's way. All of my friends were doing that. You know, he didn't even press me.
Wow.
My friends were saying, when are y'all gonna have sex? Like they really had that on their agenda.
They so nosy.
Like they saw how great he was, how great we were, and they just needed to know, y'all gotta start having sex. Like that is a thing I needed to do. Like the relationship wasn't good enough unless I can also tell them we're also having sex, and that's great too. It's like they pushed me. I wasn't my man was not pushing me. I didn't care. We were having fun. We did all the other things you can do besides have sex. Yeah. We were going out, having fun, enjoying each other's company, having great dialogue and conversations, being good friends. But everybody kept, so y'all had sex yet? Y'all had sex yet? Y'all had sex yet? And to the point I came to him like, I guess we should have sex now. Like, because I was in college and I'm away from my parents' home.
Wait, pause. Pause. Let's talk about community, right? Because one thing I find, especially when I talk to like the ladies that join the Real Love Network, they talk about oh, well, my friends are saying all of these stories, right? They have all of this heartache. They have all this thing. It makes me not want to date. Oh, my friend
Mm.
says I should do this. I should do that. Like, can we talk about wise counsel and
Ooh,
who you allow in your ear? Because I'm seeing right here, right? Y'all was going just fine, but
you
it
were
was the
fine.
friends that came in and said, this is what you should be doing.
The
And
next,
it's
yeah,
like you weren't even ready for that. But the friends that ain't gonna be there after the fact, the friends that go missing if you got
when your
pregnant on the
heart
first
broken.
try, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you heartbroken, them same friends be like, oh, all right, sis, I'm going to this dance, right? Like, peace out, see you later. Sorry about that, right?
So they don't understand heartbreak, and they want you to join that because we were having a great time. He wasn't pressed for that,
Mm.
and he really enjoyed me, and they made me feel like I wasn't given enough or I didn't have enough value to keep him. It was
Ooh.
you needed to do something else to make sure you keep him. And he was already kept. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that God had already given me a favor with this man, that he just enjoyed me and he looked forward to me being his wife.
Yeah.
And so we went down that road, and then I got clingy and weird and all the things that women do when they give away their body. And now you got to call me, you got to text me, and where you at? And and he didn't text me back within an hour. Maybe he's not interested. And I
That's when
got
you roll up.
I got so insecure after I did that. I was so
Oh.
confident before I slept with him, so confident. And once I did that, insecurity came in, creeped in, and it's like I ruined that relationship because I'm expecting all the things. I'm not even saying thank you anymore. I'm not grateful for the things he's doing because in my head, I'm like, of course you are, because I'm sleeping with you. People don't say this out loud,
Right.
but women complex
I
once
gave
they
you.
are with a man. There are some expectations that come with that.
I gave you
And
the snapper. I gave you all of me. Okay. All of this.
it's true. It's true. And we ended up breaking up. Like I just was
Oh,
losing my entire mind. Yeah, my junior year of
no.
college, because now I want the ring. Now I want the ring. Give me the ring. Give me the ring. Give me the ring. Because my convictions were coming upon me as a Christian because I got saved again outside of my parents' home.
Water
Around
baptized.
I got back into the word. And so now there was that fight.
Mm,
That's that fight of I'm back in the word, I'm loving the Lord, but I'm also still sleeping with my boyfriend.
right.
A lot of Christians are in that fight right now.
Yes.
I'm sleeping with my boyfriend, girlfriend, but I do go to church
Right.
and I love Jesus. And I'm in all these ministries and I'm getting convicted daily. And they sit in that when they could just stop sleeping with who you
Right.
with. Just like you could kill all of that if you just stop. And that's what he and I had to do. I had to break up with him because I couldn't deal with the temptation.
Mm,
We couldn't. And I'm struggling because he ain't trying to get married. Cause I'm like, we could end this if you just marry me.
right.
And he's like, you are not ready to get married, ma'am. You're young and you're trying to make decisions and you're trying to run. So we broke up for some time and I got my relationship back with the Lord. And so did he.
Okay,
And it was
pause.
beautiful.
Pause on that, right? Because I have had women write to me, right? And say,
Mhm.
I'm specifically thinking of one letter where a girl was like, well, I was out dating my boyfriend. He's amazing. We've been sleeping together, but then I rededicated my life. And then now, what do I do? Right? Like, what do I do? Like, there's many women that are at this crossroads of, all right, I want to do things right. But we already been riding the rodeo. Like, how do you just shut it off? Do you shut it off? Do you let him sleep with other people? Is that okay? Do you say, okay, none at all? Do I just focus on Jesus and pray that he'll come back around and stay? Am I okay if he cheats? Like let's talk about some of that
See,
turmoil that
that's
happens.
the confusion of the non-married.
Mm-hmm.
The non-married asks all those questions
Yes.
because I don't know what I can and cannot do because I'm not his wife.
Mm.
Can I tell him not to sleep with people? Because you're not his wife. You're just you're that girlfriend, which is not a real
She's
thing
like,
in
you just a
Christianity.
hoe.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, because there are men, a lot of women don't understand, there are men that feel like I'm not cheating on you because you're not my wife. There are actual Christian men that believe that you got mad because I slept with somebody else, but they don't feel that conviction because you're not their wife.
Mm.
I have heard men, and I know it sounds crazy, they say, I'm not getting married because I don't want to commit adultery.
Wow.
Now, they don't mind being a fornicator.
Actually, I know somebody that thinks like that. My girlfriend was dating a man for 4 years. I was like, please stop this. And literally, she finally had the conversation with him after, I kicked her in the butt. And he said, I have too many married friends that commit adultery. So I can't marry you because I'm afraid of ending up like them. Like, what? Like, what kind of foolishness? This is a dumb thing I've heard.
Men have convictions about certain things and not certain things. Like, I remember when I was dating my husband and he would say, you can't spend the night. Because my parents, they said you never need to let a girl spend the night with you, or, it's like shacking up. I'm like, do you understand you sleeping with me? But he would say, but you got to go home. And I
that's a real hoe tendencies. He kicked you out before morning light. Lord, you had to do the walk of shame.
I should have known that I was a whore at the time. The fact that he would say, I need you to leave.
You can't stay for breakfast. You had to go home in your tiny dress. And your heels in your hand. Did you walk barefoot back to the dorm? Oh, snap. You giving me flashbacks. Okay, come along. This is your story.
You're triggering me because I would get so mad. He would even, because like my senior year, I lived in an apartment across town from him, 30 minutes. He said, I would drive you all the way back home. Like I would drive behind you. So he would literally drive behind me because I would tell him, this is so unsafe for me to leave your house at 11 p.m. at night. He said, that's fine. I'm going to drive behind you. And then I'm going to drive back home to make you sure you get home safe. And I'm like, wow, you are so set on this. And this is what let me know men have standards. Yeah, they do. They got standards. They got certain things they value and they can hold to them. It's just that when you meet a man, you need to find out what his standards and values are. And women need to stop changing their standards and values when they meet a man. And that's what I tell a woman. It's not a value for you if you could change it as soon as you meet a man. If it's somebody you want, you change it. That's not a value, sweetheart. Values are like 10 toes down, no matter who I'm with, how much I like them, how much I think we're compatible. I will not change this thing. My husband had a value about women spending the night.
What
now, my value about not sleeping with somebody before I was married to was not a real value because clearly I switched it up for him. And we're not dealing with the fact that I tell any Christian woman, if you're sleeping with men before you're married, it's not a value for you not to. It's not a value. That's actually not a value of yours. You say it because it sounds good, but it's not an actual value.
All right. Check this, right, Tara? I have a live event in South Florida called Wanted Woman Live in October. And last October, I said something to the effect like, ladies, you got to clank, right? Lock it up. Take some time to get to know this person. And the crowd went silent.
They can't fathom that. They can't fathom that. They cannot fathom me not having sex. They can't fathom not having sex. But Cass, come on. We have been groomed in this society since we were little to have sex outside of marriage. Like, let's be clear. Everybody thinks we're being groomed for other stuff. No, you're being groomed for fornication since we were little. And when you see everybody doing it, especially your family members, that's why people struggle with ever thinking that they cannot have sex. Like, that's not even a thought process to an adult. Is that I could not do this physical activity and still live my best life until I'm married. They really believe they can't.
Wait a second. There's all this pausing. Okay, hold on. There's too many good things. Oh, Lord. We are groomed.
Yeah, we're groomed for fornication.
Fornication. And I have a 7-year-old, Tara. Let me throw this out here. And people think I'm crazy because I don't. It's like I'll let her watch these princess movies, but not on repeat because I feel like it's an indoctrination. And what I find is that the storyline of about 99% of the kids' movies out here is finding your true love. So it becomes an obsession of I need to find someone to marry, someone to love me, someone to choose me, someone to fix me, someone to love me as I, all this stuff. And then true love's kiss. And when watching these movies, I talk to my daughter and I'm like, okay, Aladdin, Ava, Should you have trusted a man that broke into your house, stole stuff in the market, and then is trying to get you to go on some carpet across town? Like, what he puts out his arm. Do you trust me? No, sir. I do not trust you. I don't know you like that.
Those movies were written by men cast. And when you really think about it, that's directly reverse of what the Bible says. The Bible says men get saved in marriages. Women don't get saved. These princess movies show that a woman, when she gets married, she is saved, she is helped, she is rescued. But the Bible says a man that finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. And any woman that's married, no, she upgraded her husband in some way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't upgrade us too.
Listen.
But everybody knows. All the married women know. Oh, I helped that man. And any man is going to tell you, my wife helped me. It is scientifically proven that men that are married live longer. So tell me who's saving who.
Oh, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Who's saving who? Are you someone that goes to all the conferences? You know, you get your CEUs for your job. You're always up leveling in personal development. I'm going to tell you one thing. You need your CEUs in love. Join me for Wanted Woman Live, the ultimate non-conference, unconference experience, 3 days in sunny South Florida this fall. This is an experience where women come together from all over the country to be able to be poured into. All around love. How do you show up in love? How do you receive love? How do you just have fun with love? Join the sisterhood, an amazing experience created and curated just for you, the professional woman that desires more. Click the link below, wantedwomanlive.com.
Single women actually live longer. Believe it or not.
Shh.
I ain't going to say that on here, but let me tell you why. Because they're able to take care of themselves and no one else.
Girl, it's tiring. Hallelujah. Be careful what you're signing up for.
I just want us to tell the truth, because there is an obsession about marriage with women. There's an obsession. And I'm not saying, it's not beautiful. Obviously, I'm married. I love it. And I love having my husband, but I also don't mess with the mystery of it, because a lot of women get in it, and we are the number one ones who get the divorce. We initiate the divorces the most. It's not men, it's women.
Wow.
Men are not initiating the divorces. We are initiating the divorces 2-1.
Yeah.
So tell me why the people who are trying to get married the most are also the ones initiating the most divorces. It is because they have a misconstrued idea of what marriage is about to do in my life. They do not look at it as a ministry. They do not look at it as I'm going in to serve, going in to help. When you hear women say, I'm not going to even help a man, I'm not going to raise a man. What do you mean? Because when you meet this man, he's here. So you're telling me you're not going to raise him up from where he is, where mama dropped him off. The Bible says we are the helpmate. So when you coming in, you coming to help. So when you say, I'm not helping a man, you have a really, really messed up idea of what it means to be a wife. We are helping. Cass, you could go to any 5th grade class and look at the girls and the boys and look at the maturity level of men and women, even from that age. And you already know God gave women certain abilities to multitask, to think very differently. So are you going to tell me that you're not coming into the relationship knowing you have all these gifts, knowing you have all these skill sets, and you're going to sit back and expect him to serve and do the most work? I'm sorry, that's not what's about to happen. I wrote a book in 2019 on this because I realized my sisters don't know what marriage is. I didn't. I was ready to divorce after the first year. I was like, this is not a fairy tale. And this is not what I expected at all.
You try to ride off into the sunset?
Girl, I don't know what I thought, but I was like, this is not Candles and Roses. This is not an R&B video. I thought my marriage.
Love and Basketball?
I thought. Okay, at least I'm the only one going to admit it. Everybody's not going to admit that they were imagining me and my husband, in bathtubs and roses everywhere. And I was going to at least be 3 to 4 times a week. And we're going to have sex every day, all day. And then, we got to go to work, but we're going to get calls all day while we're at work. We're going to get flowers in the R&B video.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's thinking is happening.
Mhm.
But we're really just living life.
Right.
I would tell anybody the same things outside of sex, the same things I do with my husband, I have done with my friends.
Right.
I have shared eating meals, going on vacations, hung out. When a woman tells me she's lonely, I said, you shouldn't be lonely just because you're not married.
Right.
What do you mean you're lonely just because you don't have a husband?
Mm-hmm.
You should have friends. You should have companions. You should have a lot of things. And then what is your expectation of a husband? Because you should give him the same amount of partnership you would a female friend.
Mm-hmm.
The same type of love, respect, and care. But Cass, that's a whole nother conversation.
Listen, you on a roll. I'm over here. Wait.
This is therapy life.
Oh man.
This is
Okay.
therapy
All
life.
right. Let's see. Okay. There was so many things. Now I need to take out my notes because now you say so many good things. Let me get my notepad together. Okay.
Sorry,
So
I'm sorry.
let's go back to increasing a man, right? So my husband tells me every day, and I'm always like, seriously? He's like, I thank God for you. Every single day. He knew what I needed. And this is actually I want to say in the first podcast we recorded for this podcast. Y'all need to go back and watch. But it's like he talks about how, when you raise, he's Haitian, right? So you looking for this woman to like cook and take care of you like how his mama did. And in our premarital class, which I always recommend women do, we talked about expectations, and he talked about how his mother did everything. She would cook the food, put the plate, pick up the plate. And I was just like, I'm not sis. Your mama, I respect your mama. Your mama's amazing. Yeah. But one thing I do not respect is the relationship you tell me that she had, right? And that didn't sound like serving each other, right? And so I'm not your superwoman, right? I had to have a real conversation like, boo, I'm not her. She has her place and I have mine. And what I'm seeking to do is life with someone. So every night won't be a home cooked meal because sometimes I got stuff to do. So if you hungry and there's food and you don't feel like cooking it, that's your business. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day. And I remember his mom finding out that he made eggs, right? And she's like coming to America, my son cooks. Like he's never been in the kitchen his whole life. He's like, what is this? His brother is a person who is married, and he's like, he's been married almost 20 years, ain't set a foot in the kitchen. His wife not happy with that at all. But it's just like, listen to me. We have to have a whole conversation about our expectations and what we do. But on the other side, as a wife, I lift up my husband in prayer. I make sure he's set up. I make sure I get doors open for him. I make sure he's introduced to the best of the best. I help him to increase his business by tenfold, his prayer life, our family life, make sure my child knows Jesus. You know what I mean? It's just like when he reflects on the plate or everything else that I bring, including a plate sometimes, right? It's just like, God knows what you need. And sometimes we are praying for something. And I'll tell you that my prayer for my husband is more than I could ever imagine of praying for. Right?
Yes.
He is more
and you level him up. You use, like I tell people, sometimes your parents don't use all your apps. They don't know who you are and what you're capable of. And so you was letting them know, baby, there's a cooking app inside of you.
Right.
Use it. let me upgrade you. You married me. Now I'm going to upgrade and tell you with this new download of me being your wife, you now have an app where you can cook and clean. Did you know? Your mama didn't upgrade you. She did not know her baby could cook and clean. And see, I'm fortunate because my husband's father did cook. His mama really didn't cook.
Okay.
His dad is a country boy. So he was cooking. So my husband cooked.
Nice.
I'm youngest of 5. My mother was tired, did not teach me. Like, she's like, girl, we're going to get some KFC or something tonight. You'll be all right. You'll live. Literally told me and my twin sister, y'all could pay people to cook one day. I think y'all going to be wealthy women. I mean, I love that you spoke it into my life, but that ain't going to be the case Monday through Sunday, mama.
Right.
I needed to know how to cook. God bless me with a man from a cooking family that
Yes,
loves
Lord.
to cook. So when women tell me and men tell me about these traditional roles, I'm like, hold on. When nobody cooking in the Garden of Eden, when no laundry in the Garden of Eden, they
Come
went
on.
naked.
Naked.
What y'all talking about? Whoa. God did not divide up chores he did not say, women, you are the cookers. Like, no, they were just picking fruit off the tree. And if you call that cooking, she gave them, but no,
You're
there was not
right.
lunch, there were no domestic chores
Come on.
in the garden. So why would a man demote his wife to basic skill sets like
Woo,
that? That is
girl,
a
talk about it.
demotion. You think that all I could do, created by God with all of my intelligence when you met me, that all I should be doing is washing dishes and cooking some food. That's basic. My 11-year-old does that. I have 3 daughters, and let me tell you, they all know how to do laundry, know how to cook, know how to clean, and they've been doing that since they're 10, 11 years old.
Yes.
So when a man tells me, A, that's all you think I can do and am capable of bringing to this marriage, that's sad because you have not opened up all my apps. My apps can change your life.
Come on, apps.
Like, come on. I got intelligence in here.
Yes.
I got innovation in here and vision to help you. And men that don't understand that and let other men tell them this all a woman good for, sex and cooking and cleaning. He's not going to get that upgrade that God talked about. He's not going to get that favor that God talked about. God didn't say you're going to get favor from the Lord because now you got a hot meal. Sir, you could have had a hot meal. Like a lot of men marrying women because they can't cook for themselves. They eat beanie weenies and Lunchables. And so they marry some chick just because she can cook and she did not upgrade him. It's sad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. She did not upgrade him. His belly might be full, but
and big.
Come on,
when a woman, that's all she can do, that's all she's doing sometimes. That's all she's doing. And she keeping them fed and fat. But I'm like, sir, that woman's all supposed to have you in the gym. She's supposed to be a motivator. She's supposed to make sure you're good mentally, physically, spiritually, the whole 9.
Yes.
But they marry somebody, and I mean, sisters, it's great that you cook. For all of you that do,
Amen.
I think that's amazing.
Yes.
But that is not your only job.
That part.
With a man, that is not your only job. You're supposed to be making sure that he reaches the vision that God created him for and walking in purpose. And I tell the men, Cass, if you shut down your help, how is a woman supposed to help you and be silent?
Oh,
how can you, man, and also be silent?
Oh, but it's nagging, Tara. It's so nagging. Why they always gotta be talking? Why they always gotta move their neck like so?
She ain't got to do that. And I tell the women, stop that. You're not his mother. You're not his mother. Talk to him as you would one of your friends. I don't give my friends advice like, girl, you need to, because they're going to look like who you're talking to. We don't talk like that, receive like that.
Right.
So I'll tell my husband, hey, it'd be a really good idea, if we could do this. Or I was thinking, like, you're so good at this, babe. Have you ever thought about doing this? Or, babe, I really think you're good at, like, I'll tell you an example. My children were born. My husband was really good at swallowing those kids, like swaddling them up in the blankets. And I gassed him up all the time about it. Like, you are the best baby swaddler. Like, I think you know what to do with these kids more than me, babe. Oh, look at you, babe. He started buying the stuff on Amazon for the kids, the bottles, sanitizers. And I'm like, babe, you are the best dad. And I would just step back and let him be the best dad. And when I say my husband went in because he felt empowered. I told my raising children is not a girl thing. Nurturing is not a woman's thing. I said, I tell everybody, my husband got up in the night with our daughters. It's just because he could get up and go back to sleep. He heard them crying. He was up. And I would make sure I said that in front of other people. I said, they say, oh, girl, we know you tired with them babies. I say, actually, I wasn't. I said, because they got a daddy that's been amazing.
Right.
I said, their daddy was all the way in, feeding them bottles at night. I would pump and he would feed it. See, a lot of women, Cass, they like to take control and be the boss so bad. And guess what? That man gonna step back and let you be the boss. You're gonna be doing everything in that house because you don't know how to be a teacher. Teachers affirm. Teachers let people make mistakes and then give them time to learn and do it again and do it again. But it's some women, I'll just do it. He's gonna do it wrong. He ain't gonna do it right. I don't know. he gonna lean back.
Listen, have you ever struggled when it comes to conversations on dates? Maybe a first date or even your 50th date. One thing I know is that we need to have more meaningful conversations. And that's why I created the Love Deck. 60 questions to ask before choosing the one, but really to deepen your conversations. So whether it's with that guy that you're dating or with your mom or your close girlfriends, what I know is we got to speak more to the heart of our people. Grab your Love Deck today. It's a great gift for others, and you could get it right now in our Amazon store. Pick up yours. One side is affirmations. The other side is dating conversations. Get yours today. Pick up the Love Deck. Pause on that. Wait, take a deep breath, okay? Because you're saying such good things, and I want this to marinate like some sauce on some seasoning on a good steak, on a burger, on some chicken, on some vegan tofu, whatever y'all eat, right? So, because this is a problem. So the majority of my clients are over 40. So we're talking about 40, 50, 60, 70s, right? And many women, when you've been by yourself for a minute, you tend to get set in your ways, right? Things need to be done a certain way, or it's the principle of things. It's just the principle of how it should be done. And this is a constant fight of what I see in their brains. How do I let somebody in when I have been so rigid and methodical in doing things my way, how I want? I don't want anybody controlling me, right? I'm afraid of being a doormat. I don't want to be taken advantage of. It's like so many demons that they are fighting on a day-to-day basis to be able to allow love to come in from a man who is whole and capable of loving you. So speak a bit to that.
Well, if we were and I literally just had this conversation with a client yesterday. If we were in a counseling session, I would tell you, let's go back first of all and find out, when did you get so rigid? When did you get so stubborn? A lot of these women are in survival modes. Something happened, whether in their childhood or their dating life or bad marriages or something, where now when they're out here, they've made these kind of self-declarations of, I ain't gonna never let nobody do this again, and ain't nobody gonna never take advantage of, and I won't tolerate, and I won't. Okay, so then when God sends you this great man, you came in already giving him zero grace. It's like their grace is gone. They say, I don't have tolerance for nothing. But Cass, you're married, so one of the main things you have to have in marriage to make it work is grace and tolerance.
Amen.
But when you tell me it's gone and you don't have any, but Father God, I want to be married, what are you saying? Because this man, you're going to get him hell. Because you used up all your grace for Chris, Jerome, Michael, and Todd, all these folks you shouldn't have been dating that long, shouldn't have been with at all. They weren't godly men. They weren't people you were supposed to deal with. So now when God sends you a nice, kind, godly man, he can't even do anything. He can't beat. You're going to go off. And then you're going to start saying, I can't deal with this. And now you are nagging him. You are nagging him. You gave the first guy that broke your heart all the chances, all the chances in the world. He was doing terrible things to you, and you gave him so much grace.
Stop talking about me.
Right. But then this new man won't even wash your car Wednesday, and you fussing. This man, you just I just don't deal with no man, don't put no gas in my car. You would be surprised the type of things I hear women are intolerable about in their 40s and 50s. They're intolerable, but it's because their experiences, what they went through with other men, what they went through in their family, they have built this incredible fortress, this wall around their heart. They are not soft. Don't plan on being soft, just as hard as they want to be. It's even in their demeanor, this hardness. They don't want to let anybody in. They don't want to be soft. I don't trust anybody. So I tell them, we got to go heal first. Before you get out here dating, darling, everybody, you're going to have a problem with everybody. So, and any man that gets close is going to have an issue.
Let's talk about the healing, because I believe that healing is an ongoing process, right? So when you talk about healing first, how do you know that you're healed? Because many women be like, I've been in therapy for 10 years and shouldn't I be healed by now? Like, why do I keep making these dumb mistakes? So it's just like,
You're not lying to your therapist, first of all. Let's be clear. A lot of people do not. I can't tell you how many clients I've seen that all of a sudden want to tell me something 6 months in. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, ma'am, like, I just wasn't ready to release that to you. Okay.
Right.
I can't help you if you don't go with the hurts, because we do have to go back. The first conversation I have with women, we go back.
Yeah.
I said, I know you don't want to go back here. And I know you think it has nothing to do with the way you're operating. You're like, I'm 50 years old. Something that happened to me with 5 has nothing to do with what I'm doing at 50. Oh, yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't go back there with you and give you an understanding and a perspective shift of what was going on in your life, and we don't forgive those people, then you are still in survival mode your entire life. Everything you do, you're in survival mode.
Yeah.
If I don't heal the 5-year-old, the 50-year-old is still the 5-year-old in a 50-year-old body.
Yeah.
And she is still tripping. She is still throwing temper tantrums. She is still thinking people are coming to hurt her. Mm-hmm. She does not trust anybody because one person back then, or a few people back then, they misused her trust. They hurt her. People that she loved, people that she trusted, harmed her. So we do have to sit in therapy for a while. We do have to talk about the things. We do have to cry through it. We do have to get mad about it. We have to tell the truth about it. It was hurtful. It was bad. It wasn't right. And then we must forgive, especially as Christians. We have to say, yes, that person harmed me. Yes, that person was ungodly or operating in an ungodly manner towards me.
Yeah.
That person was unwise. They were cruel. But God, I have to forgive them because you told me to. I have to give them grace because it's affecting my life. It's affecting my joy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can't even experience joy, which doesn't come from the outside. It doesn't come from relationships and people. Joy is internal.
Yeah.
It is, I understand that God has a master plan for my life. And anything that he has allowed, not did to me, but allowed in my life was meant to develop me into a certain type of person, to teach me some things, to give me compassion about some things. If we don't heal as 40, 50-year-old women, I see a deep dive. When I tell women at about 40, you start really going through something mentally and emotionally in your mind, your body. It actually starts around the latter part of your 30s, about 37. There starts to be this real major shift because you've been on this planet a long time. Some things you start feeling, some things you cannot deal with anymore. You start gathering this intolerance. You start being upset. You start reaching past your trauma cap.
Wow.
Like we could go through trauma in our childhood and teens sometimes and just be knocking it off, still living life, knocking it off. I went through something, I'm knocking it off. I'm knocking it off, knocking it off. Keep doing that for about 40 years. You ain't gonna be able to keep knocking stuff off. Stuff gonna start to bother you, even the small things. So I tell women, we have to go clean the closet because you got too much. It's too much that you've been avoiding, too much that you've been stacking in that closet. You can't put another thing in it. That's why everybody around you now is getting on your nerves in your 40s and 50s. You cannot stand
everybody.
Everybody getting on your nerves. They can't even talk loud.
Why you breathe like that?
I went to therapy. I'm gonna tell you, I went to therapy about 37. And it wasn't even a lot necessarily going on, but I reached a cap. Now everything got me wanting to cry. Everything had me upset. And I want to say, is my hormone shift? No, I had reached the trauma cap. And I got an intolerance for everybody. I was mad at everybody at that point. People that I wasn't mad at, I got mad at them when I was reaching my 40s. And God had to deal with my heart. I had to sit with my therapist. I had to go through a lonely season where I had to say, let me stop the flood of different relationships, friendships, old, good, new. I said, let me sit. Cass, I had to sit. And I tell women, you're going to have to sit at some point. Some of us running a mile a minute. A lot of us successful women, you're running a mile a minute and you will not stop your life for a second to even process. What have I been through? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? What are the relationships I have? Are they valuable? Are they shallow? Do I have friends that I could pray with? Friends that can hold me up? Friends I could connect with? Or is everybody around me doing the same thing, hustling and not paying attention to how they're thinking and their lives and their relationships? So many people living so very unreal, Cass. They're chasing just money and fame, and this is going to make me feel better, and this is going to make me feel better. No, it's not, until you deal with your heart.
Mhm.
and you let God heal that heart, you
Mhm.
let him go in and do the work, then you can come back out here
Mhm.
and you can be bold, and you're going to be your most confident and bold self when you're healed. And now I can deal with people and not get harmed by what they're doing and the places that they're in. I could say, you know what? I got grace for them. I also got boundaries, because if they're not healed, I'm not going to deal with them.
Mm.
But I also know how to not let that touch me. But I try to pull everybody in therapy. Christians, this is a new phenomenon. Christians coming, since the pandemic. We were not coming.
Right.
We were, I'm going to
The
pray about it.
Lord. Right. The
Yeah, but
Lord.
that's God says faith and works. The
Right.
faith is, I believe when I pray, God gonna heal me. The works is I'm gonna go get a counselor.
Right.
And I'm gonna talk through my emotional traumas and my relationship issues. And I'm gonna let God do the work through this person He has anointed.
Yeah.
When I get so many emails and all the things from my clients and the viewers, and they say, Tyra, I am free. It took that one or two conversations to get perspectives about my life. And now I'm free.
Mm.
And I'm living my best life. I said, yeah, you just need to clean your trauma closet, darling. It's heavy. You remember Erica Badu saying Bag Lady?
Bag lady, you gon' hurt your bag. Ooh, ow.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just went to the chiropractor. All right. So, Tyra.
We
All
got
right.
bags, Pam. We got bags.
All the bags. So we cleaning out the trauma closet. And you talked about then you'll be your full confident self. So let's talk a little bit about confidence, because I find often, women struggle with confidence. They could be real confident at work. Don't get it twisted, right? Running the whole corporations, traveling the world, speaking on stages, helping clients, right? So they feel, I coach, I'm a therapist, I'm a this, I'm a that, but they have all this stuff in their mind of, will I die alone?
Yeah.
Am I
They
wanted?
fold up in their relationships. I've seen it. Powerful women that fold up in a relationship.
Fold it up.
In a minute. Fold up with a man. I mean, they're able to be broken down so easily over relationships. This is why, oh, honey, I tell them, you're not powerful if you can't handle your relationship. If you don't have power in your relationships, you're not powerful. Because relationships, if you look at the Bible, have killed people. Relationships can either help or harm you. So if your relational intelligence is not high, I don't care about your intellectual intelligence. All the other intelligence, well, I don't care about the other things you're trying to do if you don't have relational intelligence. Relational intelligence, I don't have to be the smartest person in the room intellectually if I have relational intelligence. I know how to move with people. I know how to deal with them. I know how to connect with the right people. I know how to stay away from the wrong people. I know how to understand that rejection is a part of the human experience. If I meet a person, and like you said with your husband, y'all talked about what was his expectations for a wife. So if I'm on a date and a man tells me these are his expectations and I don't want to do that, I have confidence to say I won't be doing that. Is that okay with you? And when he says no and he doesn't call me back, I say, that's okay. Right. And then I need to be able to fully confidently tell him what I want in a man. Right. And say, this is what I imagine a husband is going to add to my life. Are you him? Can you do those things? Do you desire to do those things? And when he tells me no, I need to say, well, thank you so much, sir. We could possibly be friends, but you won't be my husband because I really need my husband to show up for me this way. But if you're desperate, the man could tell you he's not going to do that stuff and you still going to get with him.
Right.
And then wrong, say, look what this man did.
But he was fine, Tara. He looked like Idris / Barack / Hugh Jackman. Seal? I don't know, but
But that's little girl syndrome. That's the only thing we look at when we're looking at the outward appearance. And even the Bible says God doesn't judge the outward appearance. He judges the heart. And so should we. Right. We need to be listening to these men's heart. You think these men don't know that they fine? Woo. They know. They know. They're like, yeah, you think I'm fine, and so do she, and so does she, and so does she, and those. So I don't have to act right for you. A lot of these men are like, girl, I don't have to do all that for you because I'm fine. Another woman to take me because they know how shallow we are. They talk about men being shallow. Women are extremely shallow.
We are.
When it comes to.
I think the short men have a really bad rap. I say prayers for short men. You know, it's just like every woman I talk to, Coach Cass, he need to be 6'5". I'm like, now what is
Now,
what that got to do?
6'5",
What that
which
got to
is
do
no
with anything?
average. Most men are not 6'5".
Girl, and you wonder why you're single, right? So it's just like you gotta be this tall, make this amount of money. Ain't nothing to do with the character, right? So it's just like this amount of
None.
money, this tall, and hopefully no baby mama drama. That's like the basis, right? Like,
You know what? To be clear, there's some women that character is not important and they're fine as long as their man is paying their bills. And some of them don't even care if they cheat. And see, nobody even want to talk about that. See, it's
right,
not, I'm hoping I'm not talking to Christian women, but I've met some women that know they're not the only one, but as long as their bills are paid and they can take pictures with this fine man. But that gets old, ladies. Let me tell all the young women, all the older women who settled for that when they were young are crying in their 50s and 60s.
Ooh.
Because that man eventually trades you in.
Mm.
All the women you letting him cheat on you with and all of that, eventually he leaves you for one of them. Eventually you are left there just with that house and he's gone. And they're alone too, Cass. They're alone. They chose this man with a lack of integrity when they're in their 20s and 30s. And they end up alone still when they could have let that joker go, got an actual man with integrity and character and been married in their 50s and 60s. See, the Bible talks about older women instructing younger women. The older women not coming back and telling everybody, don't settle for that man because you still will be alone later on in life.
Right.
And they're spending a lot of lonely days now. A lot of those women who made those decisions to marry those type of men, they're at home by themselves while he's everywhere, all over the place, in the streets. They don't really have a marriage. Like Christians, I really try to, because I can't speak to the world. The world is going to do what the world going to do.
Right.
But if you say and profess that you are a Christian woman, you understand I have to marry a man that's going to listen to me, who's going to hear the voice of the Lord through me. So when I see him being wrong and sinning and going wayward, this man is going to listen to me because I don't want my husband going to hell knowing that he cheating on me for 30 years. How do you sign up to let your husband sin like that for 30 years so you can keep a nice house? You should have left that joker. See, I don't mean to go here, but I'm telling you, Cass, there are women that are signing up for their husband's sins. As though they are comfortable. And God is going to talk to you one day as a wife and say, you sat there watching him do this, never held him accountable because you were just fine with the house and the cars and the clothes and your status in the community. And you knew he was nowhere near me, nowhere close to me. And you did not care. A lot of women don't care about the souls of their husband. They don't care about the souls of their husband. They care about his bank account. They are not concerned that he is losing his soul. And as a wife, my primary goal is to make sure not only I reach heaven, but my husband is there too. And my children. But a lot of women won't give all that up. They won't give all that up. They don't care to marry these immoral men, these unethical men, Christian women that know the right thing to do, still want unethical men. Wow. That's what they want. And they're going to have a hard time and they're going to remarrying these men. It's going to be a hard marriage. It's going to be hard and they won't admit it. They won't admit it. And they won't tell these young girls and warn them. And it's sad what has happened to marriage. It's sad, Cass, what has happened to marriage because it is an entity created by the Lord and it has lost respect. The respect of marriage is gone. People don't know what it is. They don't know they don't even know why he created it. They don't even know the point of marriage. And they are disrespecting it, the union of it. They're disrespecting it totally. And God is not pleased with it because it's ruining children. And we're teaching our children to behave like this and act like this. And so you have generational patterns of this type of behavior. And godly marriages are becoming rare. But they're here. There are still people doing it God's way.
So I talk to some women and they will say, Coach Cass, I don't know if that is still out there for me. I'm a Christian woman. I teach Sunday school. I do all the things. But, you know, I go to an old school church with Deacon so-and-so that's 79, 97, 50, whatever, right? And nobody's cute. And it's just like, how do I meet this godly man. I feel like he's not out there. I'm starting to give up. I'm starting to say, you know what, Lord, I'm going to just be here by myself because the godly man who wants to wait, I don't feel like he's here anymore. Because, you know, men are very forward nowadays. They're asking for sex. They're pressuring for sex. They let you know sex is essential. I remember going on a date while I was dating. First date, the man was like, well, just so you know, I'm a nympho, so I'll give you a month, but then otherwise, you know, I don't think this should work. You think I would have walked away after that conversation. I've made bad decisions. Anyway.
I love the honesty of men. Like, I love the honesty of a lot of men, because women swear men aren't honest. A lot of them are very honest, especially if you ask the right questions. I remember a man telling me one time, do you mind if I had another wife? Now, he was Caribbean, but he said his father took care of his mother, but also had a mistress and took care of her too. Like, I was thinking I was on Punk'd. This is when I was young. I was in college at the time. It was a time when me and my boyfriend had broke up and I was trying to date other men. That's probably why I ran right back to him real fast. Because we were having a serious conversation at lunch, and he said, I would take care of you too. And he probably had a wife, to be honest with you, now that I think back. He said, but do you mind that? And I said, thank you for telling me. Yes, I would mind that. I want my own husband in my own home.
Oh my
But
goodness.
Thank you for being honest. But it's sad because some women would have signed up.
So this reminds me of a story, because I won't say who the family member is, but my husband has a family member, a close family member, right, that we went to go visit. And I met the wife, and then I met the non-wife. And so then I told my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, I said, don't you ever
in
your life bring me to a country to meet a wife and a non-wife. I said, and best believe if we end up together, guess who's not invited to my house, to my functions, to my wedding, and to my anything? I want to hear this person's name, because I am respectfully sleeping in a wife's house. And that's the only person I need to know about all the things, because I am not one to keep quiet. And so if you want straight turmoil, understand that there will be all the conversations that I will begin, right? So, and she might be okay with it, but I'm not okay, you know? And it was a very strong conversation. And those people, the whole set, did not come to our wedding, right? Because he didn't necessarily want to bring the wife. And I was like, guess who's not going to be in my family photos? Like, no, we're not doing that. You know, and so it was
setting up that way.
It was a straight conversation. Like, I don't do this. Like, I'm not chilling and playing dominoes with two sets of women pretending. Like, I'm not that person.
Right.
At all.
And you shouldn't be. And as Christians, especially, if that was a Christian family, you are right to call them out. See, Christians do not call other Christians out. I can't call the world out on anything. Yeah. I can't. They have not signed up for this. They have not decided that Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior. They don't follow biblical principles. I'm not talking to them, not ever, about this type of stuff, because I can't hold them accountable. They didn't decide. But for those who proclaim to be Christians and do all the foolishness against the word of God, we have to say something, because you're about to make other people think this is what we do. We don't do that. And then you're going to let baby Christians or young people think you could be a Christian and do this? No, you can't do that. And we're supposed to say that's wrong. That's not judgment. There is a such thing as righteous judgment. I'm going according to what the Bible is saying, what you're doing, and you're making us look bad. You're killing the entity of marriage. And you're going to make them, and if he's an older man, he's making the younger men think they can do that. They can do that. Look at Uncle so-and-so. I mean, and it's wrong if you're an elder in the family and you letting the young people see you do this.
Yep, exactly.
You're a Christian. Cass, it's a lot of things people are signing up for these days that got me like looking side eye, and these things are hurting them. At the end of the day, they're not happy. They're not happy. They're lying, saying that they're okay, and they're not. They're not.
Let me share a story with you, right? So this just triggered a story about worldly thoughts and what I thought man wanted, right? So when Andy and I first started dating, I remember it was like a cool thing for couples to go to the strip club, right? Like, oh, you know, like after a date or whatever, you go down to the strip club and you can watch the girls and whatever. Like, what? Right? Now, mind you, in my life, I have been to a strip club twice, and both times were with my family. Okay? With my family.
Right.
My family drove me to a strip club. Like, imagine sitting between your uncle and your daddy at a women's strip club. Like, how strange is that? Would the women look like they had gunshot wounds? This was in Jamaica, so it's called a go-go club. Like,
Right.
this is just not the scene. You know, like, why am I here? There's so many other things to do. Go to sleep, right? So I remember when Andy and I first started dating, I would ask him, like, hey, do you want to go to the strip club? Like, I'm down, you know, like I'm trying to show that I'm cool. I'm secure in me, right? Like, yeah, let's go to the strip club. Like, why
Right.
would I even want to insert that into
In your marriage, in your relationship.
in my
Right.
relationship? Like, who does that? Right? And I am so happy he had the wisdom to be like, you know what? I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think I want to do that. That's not really my deal. And I'm so grateful for that, because that could have been the basis of our relationship, right? That decision.
You could have introduced him into an addiction or into something he wasn't even into. A lot of women do that. You was about to make him bite an apple, Eve. You were about to make the man bite an apple.
I was about to just mess it all up. Would have had struggling with pornography and the rest of this stuff.
But your family introduced you, and what they did was desensitize you to how bad it was and how crazy it looked.
Mm-hmm.
Because our family, whatever they do, parents, I try to tell the parents, don't desensitize your child to crazy stuff. Your child should be sensitive in rooms like that. Like, I ain't never, your baby, you won't let her watch these type of movies and see all this. Yeah, so she's going to know what a red flag is.
Right.
She's going to be like, why is this the case with you? Because she's never seen it. You didn't make it normalized for her. You didn't make it. But a lot of people don't even have red flags. We've been talking all this red flag talk. I tell people it's not a red flag if it's normal in your family. There ain't no red flag. The flag is pink, mauve at best. It is not red if everybody in the family did it.
Ooh.
Ain't no red flag. That's why you chose that joker, because everybody in your family like him. Every man you around act like that.
Right.
So it's not a red flag when your boyfriend was cheating on you and now you married him and now he's your husband cheating on you, because all the men in your family cheated. So when your boyfriend cheated, you weren't like, oh my God, this cheater. Oh, I can't believe you would be this loyal. No, because you're like, hey, all of them are. Everybody in my family disloyal.
Let me tell you about low standards in family. Okay, so I won't say which family. You just saying all my business, right? So I had a family member, I will leave them unnamed, that told me that every man cheats.
That's sad.
Right? And I have to say in my own heart, I rebuke that. Like, no, like I am not going to believe that of the person that I'm with. And so when I got married, like, we had to have strong conversations of what this is not, you know, and what we not gonna do over here,
tolerate.
What I don't tolerate. And I remember when my daughter was born, 3 days in, Andy had changed every diaper, right? I didn't change diapers until like diaper number 150. He was keeping count. Okay. He was keeping count. The first diaper I put on was backwards. You knew how much I knew about some diapers, right? So I was like, how you do this? I know what I'm doing. Anyway, my mom and my grandma were there, right? So think old school Jamaica and what old school Jamaican men do and, you know, all of what they've been through. I remember them saying to him, this is day 3 after having a baby, natural birth, me with mastitis, my whole situation, toe up from the flow up, all the things, looking like Casper the Ghost, ain't no makeup, ain't no pink, it's just white. And my mama and my grandma told my husband, you're still here. Wow.
What? What is that? I'm confused.
Where was he supposed to be? And when I started to think about it, right, for the men that they had chose, right, so think of regular Jamaican men, they'd be at the bar, right? They'd be hanging out in the street. They'd be out late. They would not be there.
And they tried to put that on you and your marriage. It's amazing the dysfunctional things women have gone through in our families, and they try to tell you that's going to be the case with your man. And you're right. You rebuke that. A lot of people have asked me that. Do you think your husband's ever cheated on you? I said, no. I actually married a faithful man. It's never actually crossed his mind to cheat on me. The fact that y'all think that every human being is unfaithful is sad on your part. That means your life experiences and what you have seen has been a bunch of ungodly, unfaithful people who just do whatever. But I can't believe everybody's that way, because then what am I saying about myself? If I say that another human being can't possibly be faithful, I'm saying that I can't. And I don't believe that God just created me and talks to me and convicts me. I can't believe that. I believe that everybody can change. Why? Because I believe I can change.
Right.
I believe that everybody can live a righteous life because I'm trying to live a righteous life. So I'm not going to say what a man can't do. And there are a lot of unfaithful women, but we don't want to talk about that. There's a lot of women cheaters who cheat on very faithful husbands. Go ask them, is their husband faithful? They'll tell you, oh, he's faithful, but she's not, because she grew up in a family full of cheaters. Because if a woman sees her father or mother cheating a lot, she's going to be a cheater. She is. It's not the man. A man could grow up in a household seeing his parents very faithful, and it never crosses his mind that you should have another family or be cheating and going outside. They think men are so sexual, they can't help it. Well, women, yeah, y'all don't tell yourself too. There's a lot of women out here. It depends on the family. It depends on the value system. It depends on what your red flags are according to what you saw in your family. A lot of children are raised to be very sexualized by their family members. They see everybody.
Look at that booty. Oh, her booty like her mama's. Oh, she got a butt. She got a body. She got a this. Oh, she grown.
The men gonna be on her. Yeah. Oh, he gonna be a heartbreaker. Why would you say that about your son, that he gonna break hearts? Why would you say these things? It's so much stuff we speak. And I like I said again, the world can do it, but as Christians, we know the power of the tongue. I tell my daughters, I know y'all because everybody's saying, oh, this dating pool down the hill. I don't know what's going to happen to this next generation. I said, oh, no, my daughters are all three going to have good husbands, because I've been praying for it since they were born. I got a good husband. I didn't need a million men to be right. I needed one to be right.
Just one.
I don't. Yeah, you're not marrying 1,000. I don't need all the men in the world to be getting it right in marriage right now. I needed my one. And I got my one. So I tell even single women, watch what you saying when you're in these groups of women and you say, ain't no good men, ain't no good men. You just cut yourself off. You just in that moment kept yourself from finding a good man because you said ain't none. And you don't need all the men to be right. I don't care if all of them you encounter are crazy. You say, God, my good one he's around. He's good. And I'm going to find him, or he going to find me. We're going to find each other. And you live on that and you stand on that. And when them other women talking that stuff, say, no, y'all, I can't agree. I can't agree. Because I know women that are married to good men. So I know that there are good men out here, and I'm still going to get mine. Because I've met women who got married in their 50s and 60s. They found good men. But if you speak it out of your mouth that they don't exist, and they all cheat, and they're all unfaithful, and all men are lazy and trifling, that's crazy. It's crazy talk. I can't do it because I got a good one.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, Cass, it's the dating scene. Women run it and they don't even know they run it. They think men have all the power in the dating scene. No, they don't. If women would actually go back to having some values and sticking to it, like if we actually would just say, sir, I know you want to sleep with me. I totally get it. I'm an attractive woman. Of course you do. Boy, of course you do. We're not even going to deny that. You do want to sleep with me. You should. I'm fine. I'm fine. But you would have to marry me to sleep with me. We spend time together, but you would have to marry me because it's that great to be with me that way. Like that is my innermost parts. Like women don't talk right on these dates. Of course you talking to me. Of course you want to go out with me. Yeah, you should. You should desire me. And I know that's excruciatingly painful for you not to sleep with me. You should marry me then. You should marry me then. And we don't have all the sex you want. Because I want to have sex too, but I can't give it out to somebody I don't think gonna be my husband. See, sir, I don't know if you're gonna be my husband. Because you're not married and you ain't been married. And I don't know what you out here doing. You didn't have how many girlfriends? Yeah, you like date around, so you might not be a husband. See, when you talk like that to men, because when they tell you they didn't have 4, 5 girlfriends, know that you number 6. Don't talk to men who keep telling you they didn't have all these girlfriends. He's a boyfriend. He likes that status. He likes being a boyfriend.
Or he's a hoe.
He's a hoe because ain't no boyfriends and girlfriends in the Bible. He's a hoe too. And you can tell him, sir, you look like you live a whorish lifestyle. No, I'm just kidding. And I want a whore. I want a husband. You look like a whore. Like I I'm telling you, women are not talking right on these dates. Say you seem whorish. A man would be flabbergasted, clutch his collar if you call him a whore. Sir, you are a whore. You sleep with women, and like if a man says, like the man told you, I'm a nympho. So you mean you a whore? Ew. You sleep with a bunch of people.
Yeah, he ended up having herpes.
That's the conviction you should have gave him in that moment. You felt bad about saying something, but you should have been like, ew, you mean you sleep with a lot of people?
Oh my gosh.
You're a whore. Oh, I was
glad.
oh gosh, a whore. You know that would have caused some conviction. We don't call people out. He should have had to think about what you mean. I just like a lot of sex. Yeah. And you're not married. You a whore, sir. And I don't want to be with a whore. Thank you. But thank you so much for telling me, boy, I could have been in for something if I stayed with you. I would like a husband. Yeah, you don't seem like that type. See, men say that crazy stuff to women all the time, making them feel like they're not the wife type. We need to push it back on these men and say, you don't seem like the husband type. You kind of just all over the place. That's what you've been doing? Yeah. Husbands should be a higher standard for men. That should be a high standard.
Mm-hmm.
And we should be looking at some of these men, just the way that you're flowing. You're not a husband type. You weren't raised to be a husband?
Oh, no. Oh my goodness. Because they stay saying you wasn't raised to be a wife like we was in wife school. Trying to cook the chicken a certain way. You got to fold like this. You got to bend over like that. Oh, you didn't go to husband school.
Insecure. Making them feel insecure. Why are you single? Yeah, because I'm meeting a lot of whorish men that are not husband types. That's why I'm single. I'm meeting a lot of whorish men that like to sleep with women they're not married to. What are you encountering out here, sir? Because I'm encountering a lot of whores. Woo! A lot of men that are not husband material. It's crazy out here. I mean, a lot of whorish men. So women need to flip that thing back.
Flip it. Come on.
Flip it back. Say, I'm just not mean a lot of husband materials. I mean a lot of whores. It's so weird. They like to sleep with everybody. Say, sir, I've had these men try to sleep with me and I'm a Christian. Just before he even bring it up. Say, do you imagine all these Christian men? They even whores too. It's crazy. I'm scared out here. Everybody's a whore. With a straight face. With a straight face. Say, I'm looking for these husbands out here because I see so many great husbands that my friends are married to, but I just don't find any husband material these days. Not at all. Just at all.
I love this.
Okay. I'm just telling you.
That's the game changer right here.
We letting people talk us down and make us feel bad. I feel bad for my single women. I'm like, you should go so confident on these dates. Sir, why would I come out of my beautiful singleness for you? Why would I come out of it? Because God has blessed me. I have everything that I need. He's Father. He's Abba. I'm in such joy. I know to be a wife, I'm going to have to compromise, give up, and do a lot of things for my husband vision. Why would I do that for you? Who are you? And then let him spit his game. Why would I come out of all that I have to come under your vision? Please tell me why. It's like a merger for a company, Cass. I got a company. You got one. Why would I merge my already productive, prosperous company with yours?
Yeah.
I need to hear this in this meeting. Let's stop calling them dates and start calling them meetings. Because these are business meetings. It's very important who you merge with. It can make your life or break your life. So we trying to be all romantic in dating. We need to consider these as meetings of merging lives and say, sir, this is what I have built. This is what I have. This is what God has placed in me. This is what my family has placed in me. This is who I am. Who are you that I would merge all of this and put it at risk? Who are you?
Yeah.
And let him convince you out of your singleness. He should have to convince you that I promise you your life gonna be better, woman, if you merge with me. I see that you're amazing. But if you merge with me, I promise you, woman, I am gonna make your life upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade you, I promise you. And if he ain't talking like that, say, I'm okay, I'm fine. I'm actually good. I'm not about to merge her down. Because your company is losing. Seems like your company is in the red. If his company is in the red, you don't merge with a company that's in the red.
Yeah.
They're going to pull from your resources.
That's it.
You are saving them. And even if he's in a red in some areas, if it don't bother you, say, I think I can help you with that. Are you going to allow me to help you in those areas that you are in the red? And he says, yes, that's why I'm actually coming over here for you, because I see these assets about you. I see what you have, and I believe together you and I could be phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Phenomenal. And you say, okay. So let's start working on some of that now. I'm going to give you some information, some classes, some things, and you sign up for them, because I'm not doing it for you.
Right.
I'm going to give you information, and I want to see you work on those red things, those red areas of your company.
Oh,
and then we can merge when you're done.
Oh man. So
girl, why they still in a red? They don't see no improvement while they dating these men, and just go ahead and marry them anyway. And it is a tragedy.
Girl,
Christian women.
This makes me think of one of my private clients, and she's been dating this guy, and she's like, Coach Cass, I don't know about his finances, right? Just in terms of what he does, I'm more established and all of that. I said, yeah, but have you had a conversation about it? Because, everybody has a different money story. Maybe he wasn't taught. Maybe y'all take a class together. Yeah. I personally love Financial Peace University. I was like, I think it's a good laying of the land for you not to have to teach him, but y'all could learn together. Yeah, that togetherness. So you could talk through the things. But when you talk about his finances, I was just like, well, what is it that you want to do that you feel like he might be holding you back? Oh, well, I want to travel. I want to travel once a month. I said, well, what's stopping you from traveling once a month? I said, you can still travel once a month. What's the problem? And she's like, well, actually, looking at my schedule, I actually can't travel once a month. I said, so you are here mad at this man about not having the money to do all these things that you ain't gonna do anyway. You see, this is the stuff that's just unrealistic, that we need to take the time to work through our own thoughts. And I said, for the trips that you have been on, has he paid his share? And she's like, yeah. I said, so this man has not come to you asking for money. He ain't asked you to upgrade his bank account. He's done what he's supposed to do. I said, this man is watching a basketball game, a football game, asking you to pass the wings, and you out here trying to pay for a wedding. I just don't understand you just can't do that, right? And so
for the culture, a lot of that women do for the culture. I'm just telling you, Cass,
it's conversation.
A lot of this, they're watching a lot of other things other women are saying, and I tell them that ain't even your reality and what you really want. They're so concerned about what other people say, what other people are gonna think, and they're passing up on really good men.
Good men.
They're passing on good, nice, kind men because of the aesthetics.
Right.
They want to be able to say, my man took me on a trip. I tell anyone, if you made 6 figures and he made 60K, y'all get married. Now y'all got 160K, sweetheart. You just got a $60,000 raise.
Right. That's it.
He's not making 6 figures like you, but you just got a $60,000 raise when he came in, because now his income is considered in your household. So now you can go on more vacations. Yes, you may make more than him. Okay, if you have the level of intelligence and high earning potential, a lot of women are able to make six figures real easy. It doesn't mean everybody can. Everybody's not making that. But if you say, I only want a 6-figure man, let's be honest, both of y'all going to be working a lot to keep those 6 figures, and you barely seeing each other.
Right.
His K job got him off at 5 o'clock every day and off on the weekend.
Chilling.
He got more time than you do. And it's the man that's actually going to be available to love on you and do some things for you, because you work all the time. He may get the dinner ready.
Right.
He may say, baby, I got your bath water ready. Hey, baby, I planned the trip, because he got time on his job.
Hallelujah.
They don't understand. This is a partnership. I don't really need you to have everything that I have, but if what you have can benefit me, if I see that there's the slightest upgrade in my life from being with you, then this is a match. a lot of women have met their husband and they pushed them right on out the door.
Ooh, that's a whole
They
nother episode, Tyra. That's a whole nother episode. Come on, girl. So we are out of time. We are out of time. This is so good. I hope and I pray that y'all have been loving this. Let me know if we should bring Tyra back because, listen, my boy Ryan from Hardly Initiated was like, you need to get with Tyra because I feel like y'all would gel really well. And he was on point with it. I was like,
It's been
yes,
good. It's been good.
yes, this has been really good. I like you. So when I come to Orlando, we going to have to hang out. When you come on down to South Florida, stop before Miami. Okay, it ain't Miami. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. That's a different country, different culture.
Right. I'm in Orlando. So
yes.
if you're ever, we could cross paths, definitely. Let's meet in the middle.
Yes, all of the things. So how can people find you online, Tyra?
So my website is tyrabody.com. And like I said before, I wrote a book on marriage, but it is for single and the married and the divorced. I tell people, y'all don't get it. God has already outlined marriage, but it's especially for women because I really wanted to outline how great marriage is, but how we need to operate in it to make sure that it's a good one, even before you're dating, so you can choose the right man that you can help. So that is my website. If you go to the website, you'll find all the handles for social media. Of course, I am a counselor, marriage counselor, premarital, all the things that Cass said you need to go to premarital. That is definitely my niche. Oh, nice. So even if you're dating someone and you say, I need to make sure this thing has a good foundation, come on in for premarital. So I will be accepting new clients in June. I had to stop the flood. It was a flood for a minute after Hardly Initiated. So I had to kind of stop, but I am going to take on new clients again in June. So tyrabody.com, TARABODDIE.com. And that's where you can find me.
Blessings, sis. Oh, thank you. And for those of y'all who have not gotten the cards yet, make sure that you get our Love Deck 60 questions to ask before choosing the one. You could get it on Amazon. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if y'all haven't hit subscribe and if you didn't make sure that you turn on the notifications, you are missing out. We come to you with a brand new episode each and every week. Don't miss out on the Love Lens. Make sure to share this with somebody. Tell a friend, tell a cousin, tell a colleague, tell a mentee, tell lottie-dottie and everybody, okay, about this show because I'm telling you, we are changing lives. In the meantime, in between time, this is Coach Cass, your girl, love coach for professional women, America's go-to love coach. And I am here to tell you, keep loving, keep laughing, keep living your wanted woman.
Yeah.
Bye, sis.
Bye.
So we are trying out the Love Deck. So let's just do random. I like this one. I like that. I knew that one.
Wanted Woman Love Deck. Y'all, this about to be good. So we played with these ones already and they were good. They was like right on the money. They was good. On one side, it has affirmations. On the other side, it has like a question. So we got to answer the question. So he going to read the affirmation part. And then on the other side, it's going to have a question.
The affirmation part is, I embrace. Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
I have these wanted woman cards from Coach Cass, our good dear friend. And she made these wanted woman cards. And I am a wanted woman by you.
Let's get that right.
Right, yeah. Right. So we're gonna read just like a little question and answer.
Okay.
All right, so this is one of her cards. It says, what is your favorite family tradition?
Our family tradition, our favorite family tradition is to go to church on Sunday.
That's true.
What is your favorite dance move?
My favorite, like right now, my favorite dance move?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Show me what you're working with.
All right, let me show you. All right. Ow. Ow. Yeah.
That is the favorite one.
That's okay. You've been singing this forever. Ow. So yeah, you probably have. Yeah, that was the move that caught your attention. What you talking about?